Can you believe it's another day of the Native News Update right here with your latest edition and host Paul Demain. Many of the stories viewed here can be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. And look at our other offerings in the featured program digital player at IndianCountryTV.com. Here are the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native American news sources. A federal grand jury has indicted a man on allegations that he shot two people after he was not allowed back into a party. Brandon Charles Taylor Hendricks, 19, was charged in U.S. District Court in Tulsa, Oklahoma because the shooting occurred in Indian Country in Locust Grove, Oklahoma, establishing federal jurisdiction. Hendricks is charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with an intent to do bodily harm. An FBI affidavit shows that both victims, Mary Panther and Nathan Caldwell, reported that on May 30th, Hendricks began causing trouble at a party. It says Hendricks left when he was asked to, but then returned. The victims went out on the porch and were both struck by a bullet that passed through Panther's neck and struck Caldwell in the chest. The sheriff of the Kickapoo Tribal Police Department and another man were killed in a crash in rural Atchison County, Kansas. The Kansas Highway Patrol identified the victims as Thomas Conklin Jr., the 42-year-old sheriff, and 20-year-old Matthew Dixon. The crash happened July 10th when Dixon failed to stop at a stop sign at the intersection on US 73 and Neosho Road, and his car struck the side of the minivan Conklin was driving. The patrol said Conklin's wife and 3 daughters aged 9, 12, and 13 were taken to the hospital with injuries. The Kickapoo and Iowa tribes of Kansas will get federal stimulus money to improve access to safe water. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency announced July 9th that the tribes across the country will receive $90 million for infrastructure projects. The Kickapoo tribe will get $111,000 for drinking and wastewater improvements. The Iowa tribe in Kansas and Nebraska will get $161,000 for drinking water improvements. Nearly 10% of the homes in tribal communities lack access to safe drinking water, compared with less than 1% in non-native communities. The nationwide funding provides for 95 wastewater and 64 drinking water projects on reservations. The Navajo Nation, which extends into New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona, will receive the largest chunk of about $13.3 million. State appeals court says the Cayuga Nation can continue selling untaxed cigarettes to non-Indians at its 2 upstate New York convenience stores. The 3-1 decision released July 10th in Manhattan reverses an order by State Supreme Court Justice Kenneth Fisher blocking the sales at the lakeside trading stores in Union Springs and Seneca Falls in central New York. Local authorities raided the stores last November, saying they were violating state laws by selling cigarettes without charging the required tax and claiming almost $485,000 in state excise taxes due. The Cayuga say they are exempt from collecting the taxes because their businesses are protected by their sovereign nation status. Mohawk leaders say Canadian border authorities have reopened the Seaway International Bridge across the St. Lawrence River at Massena. The Canadian Border Service Agency opened a temporary facility July 13th to handle paperwork and inspections at the base of the north span of the bridge in Cornwall, Ontario. The Cornwall Island port of entry at Akwesasne Mohawk territory has been closed since May 3rd because of concerns a confrontation could erupt over plans to arm Canadian border guards. The guards walked off their job. The Mohawks have objected to giving the guards handguns. The tribe and Canadian government continue to negotiate a resolution of that dispute. While we're glad to see a temporary facility open, we want to remind everyone that there are some outstanding issues that need to be addressed, said Mike Mitchell, newly elected Grand Chief at the Mohawk Council of Akwesasne. The Standing Rock Sioux tribe could be the first tribe in North Dakota to collect a general sales tax. Voters who live on the North Dakota side of the reservation will decide in a July primary election whether they want a 5% sales tax that would be used to provide tribal services. The Standing Rock Reservation straddles the North Dakota and South Dakota border. The vote would be an advisory in nature and give the Tribal Council the green light to negotiate a tax collection agreement with the North Dakota Tax Department. The department collects and administers tobacco and fuel taxes on the Standing Rock Reserve. Director of Tax Administration Miles Vosberg said he couldn't estimate how much tax revenue the sales tax might provide for the Standing Rock tribe. Gail Bruce and Michael Chapman, co-founders of Unreserved, American Indian Fashion and Art Alliance, announced their first grant of $400,000 from the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. Founded in the year 2009, Unreserved's mission is to raise the profile of American Indians, bringing untapped talent to the global marketplace by delivering business opportunities to the reservations and developing employment pathways for Indian nations through culture, creativity, and commerce. The organization will foster emerging American Indian artists interested in exploring and pursuing careers in the worlds of fashion and art through internships, mentoring programs, and career opportunities, while raising awareness about American Indians and their thriving creative communities. The nonprofit will mark its launch at the 87th Annual Indian Market taking place in Santa Fe, New Mexico, the weekend of August 22nd and 23rd, 2009. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank our underwriters for helping us with this broadcast, and for you with stopping in to visit us again. Stop in again soon, miigwech, and have a great day.